Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Welcome back if you're returning, welcome if you're new. In today's readings, we are asking about 2026. We are looking at a 2026 forecast to see what kind of profound personal shifts may be happening for you. This is a year of phenomenal transformation. So I'm really super excited to be looking at these readings today for you and with you. Now, beautiful souls, we have 3 piles to choose from, along with 3 beautiful crystal butterflies. So let me show you these cards and these crystals. So for pile 1, your card is Master the Dance. And this is card number 44. And you have the Trolleyite butterfly. Really lovely energy. So that is pile 1. For pile 2, you have card number 37, Consult Your Body's Wisdom. This is pile 2. And pile 2 has the amethyst butterfly. Let me turn that over, let you see that. Very interesting markings. So this is for pile 2. And for pile 3, you have card number 40, Look in the Mirror. Wow, there's so much light coming off this card. It's mind-blowing, actually. Wow, I mean, just wow. And this is sitting with the smoky quartz butterfly. Okay. Okay, so those are the crystal butterflies. Those are the cards for each of the piles. Now, beautiful souls, you may find that you are strongly guided to one or other pile. Sometimes people are drawn to more than one. Because this is a 2026 reading, or set of readings, you may actually find that you're drawn to one today, and you may actually find if you come back at another time, you're drawn to a different one. It just depends what messages are meant to be coming through for you at any given time. So trust your instinct, beautiful souls. I'm going to leave the video running for a few moments longer just to give you a little bit more time in case you need it. And the timestamps are in the description box below, and I'll put them in a comment as well. And I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Welcome, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls, let's find out about 2026. I'm feeling really excited for you. This feels like already with Master the Dance that something is going to come together. Something's going to fall into place. You're really going to, I don't know, find your feet, find your balance, find your rhythm is coming through here, actually. Like you're in the swing of something. Something just kind of works, as if the planets are really aligning for you. Let's find out more. May we kindly inquire about 2026 for my pile 1s. Okay, I'm actually seeing 3 from this pack. Okay, let's see what we have here. You have Seek the Truest Self. You have Inhale Permission, Exhale Relief. Your reading is making sense. It's sort of coming together actually in its own way. Bubble Your Boundaries. Okay. That's very interesting. Bubble Your Boundaries. Okay. What else do we have? Some beautiful independent creator cards. I'll put the links to all the cards below. You have Grounding. Center and ground your energy. You become stronger when grounded and aligned. I would like one. Oh, gosh. So say I would like one more from this pack. You've got 2 more, 3 more. I think I'm going to put these back. Actually, that's too many. I really do feel we just need to sort of... Gosh, I always feel like a little bit like those cards are bursting out. Like this, like you're ready to burst forth. You're actually ready to align, to expand, to master something, to come into your own. Bubble your boundaries. I'm not going to say any more until I've drawn a few more cards. That's what I'm going to do first. You then have healing. Healing takes time. Accept your timings and love yourself as you are right now. This is the fastest way to healing. And let's draw your tarot cards, or some of your tarot cards. We'll see how this reading unfolds. May we kindly have cards for my pile 1 about 2026. We have Daughter of Coins. Ooh, you have the Emperor, the Sultan. This is the Emperor in a traditional pack. I'm seeing as well, we have, wow, you've got Daughter of Cups. So these are 2 pages. And you have the Emperor, bang in the middle of 2 pages. Okay, I'm seeing where this is going. We have the 5 of Swords. You have the King of Wands. Wow, this is going to be one exciting year. Talk about mastering the dance. You really are going to. There is your card. And then you have the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Coins. Right, let me put your cards to one side. And let's move these along so you can see them all. This really is all about self-mastery, actually. In many ways, I think for you, 2026, I think you're going to go from strength to strength. I also feel that you're going to break through some limitations. Now, this could actually be financial limitations for some of you. It could also be health limitations, or even your own sense of entitlement. There's something in the real 3D physicalness of your world that you are going to step up into, to overcome. Now, it's a very interesting flow of energy through the year. Right at the start of 2026, I think in more than one area of your world, you are beginning to flourish. I think you've already been working on certain things. It would be like literally learning a dance. In fact, I could liken this. I know when years ago, I decided to learn to dance. I went to a salsa class, which was fantastic, I have to add. Absolutely amazing. And big thumbs up to Bath Salsa. If anybody wants to go and learn to dance, I can highly recommend them. But you know, it takes a while. You go and you don't know anything. And I remember talking to some of the people who started at the same time as me, and we all kind of agreed. It's like you kind of go and you're having a go, and it was great fun. I mean, the whole environment was just really good fun to be in. But there comes a point when it's like suddenly you know how to do it. It's like your body has the memory. So while you're learning the steps, in a way very clumsily, you are starting to learn the steps. And then suddenly your body has the memory of those steps. And you don't have to think about it. Your body's just doing it. It's a bit like driving a car as well. When we first learn, we're remembering what to do, and we have to look in the mirror, and we have to do this and that and the other, and, you know, put the clutch down and change the gears and put the handbrake on. Once you learn to drive, you don't even think about it. You do it on autopilot. And I think it's that level of self-mastery that 2026 is bringing you. But I think there are 2 very specific areas in your life where you are going to master the dance. I don't think it's just one, I think it's 2. One, I think, is very practical. They're both very much in the 3D world. One will be to do with I think potentially money, careers, finances. Maybe you've never had that sense of solid entitlement. Maybe you've always felt like you were held back in some way, or you could never really be your truest self. But although I think that has another meaning, I'll voice that in a second actually. But I feel as though maybe you haven't been able to really shine at your fullest, or it would be like applying for a job where it's seriously good money. And previously you would never, ever, ever have sort of allowed yourself to believe that you could earn that much. Well, actually, this is the year that you do. You step up into it. Just see if I can adjust the lighting here for a moment. I feel like I want to lighten it up a little bit for you. I hope that works. Yeah, let me just adjust that. I hope that's working really well for you, beautiful souls. So I'm definitely seeing two areas that actually do manifest. And both of them are underpinned by a layer of soul growth as well. That heals something. So it's a bit like if you don't have a great sense of entitlement, I think that is healed next year. And it's healed through the actual experience of having stuff. So I do think the planets really are aligning for you. So in some kind of area of your work, of your working world, or your finances, or your home, it's like the stuff of your life, the material stuff. I think something is going to really, really, really kind of emerge, rocket, become consolidated. I also think in your emotional life, with the Page of Cups here, the Daughter of Cups. So I think if you have, within relationships, felt as though you could never quite be yourself, that you really do, maybe you're a people pleaser or something like that, but you've never quite been able to be yourself. And I think this is the year you can fully express yourself. So whether you are expressing yourself through your creativity, through a project where you really gain, but if it's a project, I think you'll gain in almost like your financial status will benefit from it too. But if this is also within your personal relationships, I mean, if for example, as well, if you are single, I think you may well meet someone who mirrors you, someone who is your twin flame. And you can really be yourself with them. What I think you will also learn, and this is this underlying layer of soul growth, because we've got personal relationships that I think really blossom. I think we've got something in your working world financially really blossoming, reaching a point of abundance, letting go of, there's healing going on in terms of letting go of history and of past disappointments, because you're really rising. But I do think part of this is also to do with managing your own boundaries. So, for example, if you are a people pleaser, I think you'll learn to really establish your boundaries. In a way, I think you'll have to. Because if you start to be very successful, well, you know, people are going to want your time. People are going to see your success. And there's always going to be people out there who kind of want a piece of it. So I feel that you are going to also learn not only to really express yourself, to expand, to be, you know, you will master the dance, and it will become automatic for you. Stuff that you're probably working on now will become automated almost. It's like your default settings. If your default settings were to be a people pleaser, your default settings are going to change, and you're going to be very boundaried. I think you're going to be very discerning. And I think you are going to be able to remain grounded and anchored and remain on track, even if something comes into your world. I sort of feel challenges will be just easy for you rather than a challenge. You know, something that might once have fazed you, it just won't. It's going to be water off a duck's back. You'll look at it and think, that's just not me anymore. I don't wear that coat anymore. And I think that's a really exciting development. You're going to learn to be boundaried around people, to be yourself, to say yes to people who resonate with you and no to people who don't. In many ways, your success sort of creates the environment where you actually, in a way, have to become quite boundaried. But I feel this is a year of growing that is probably already in place because we have 2 pages. I think this is the kind of stuff that in 2025 you've been working on and working with. In 2026, I think you consolidate these. And I think the results are very real and very tangible, but especially in 2 areas of your life. Let's draw a few more cards. Could we ask about both of these areas for my pile ones? Could we ask about the kind of practical financial stuff going on? Okay. And could we then ask about the sort of emotional elements, the emotional and relationship elements of my pile one's success, please? May we kindly ask about the emotional and relational successes. Actually seeing that one there, and that one, and that one there as well. Okay, let's have a look at these first. Wow. Wow, 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 and more wow. You have the 10 of coins and the 10 of cups and the 5 of cups. Now this is very interesting because the 5 of cups involves grieving. It involves disappointments. It involves sadness. And yet you've got this sort of sadness energy followed by what are ultimately the 2 most successful cards within the minor arcana. I mean, just mind-blowingly successful. Gosh, I actually feel what this is telling us is that past disappointments are behind you. I mean, talk about self-mastery, but rocketing to success, mastering the dance. And what we've been shown, because I'm asking about the money, finances. But my goodness me, you are going to feel so fulfilled. It may be emotionally that your working relationships really, really, really blossom. I mean, this is like the lottery win of the tarot, this one, the 10 of Pentacles. I feel that historically past hurts, disappointments, sadnesses are put behind you big time. This is, for me, rocketing both areas of your life into our horizons. Curiously enough, timing-wise, and I think I might draw some more cards in a moment about this, but I feel timing-wise, you might be achieving success fairly early on in 2026. I'm going to get more cards to ask about timing in a second. Let's just straighten your cards out and see what these 3 are showing us. We have the card of Temperance. We have the card of Justice. Now, both of these are cards of balance. And look at this. We have the Chariot. And look at the balance. This person has balance. This person has balance, mastering the dance. I think actually what these cards are showing us is that both these, I do think there are definitely the 2 areas of your life are both going to be massively successful. I think some of you may have had disappointments in both areas of your life. You may have found that financially you've never quite felt as though you broke through that glass ceiling. Maybe relationship-wise you have struggled to find people you really resonate with, or struggled to find the right partner or the best friend, whatever it may be. Your life comes into balance in 2026. No wonder you can master the dance. You're able to remain grounded, literally poised. And I do think your world is moving from strength to strength at quite a speed. I think success in both these areas, personal, it's like your personal and private world, and then your working world. Both of these areas are going to excel in equal proportions. Both are going to move forwards, and I do think you will achieve a really, really healthy life-work balance next year. So if you've been, overwhelmed by home and family things and have struggled at work, or if you have been overwhelmed at work and have struggled to make time to be at home, or however an imbalance is, things come back into balance in a really big way. I want to ask a little bit about timing. Can we get any kind of indication for my pile ones about how quickly this emerges? I sort of feel with the pages here, this is telling us that these are areas of your world that you are already working on manifesting. May we kindly ask about timing? Okay, so in a way we have a card, the High Priestess, that would suggest it's almost like that there is divine timing involved. Right, which doesn't tell us necessarily about kind of when in 2026 this happens or how fast, although we have the Chariot, and it may just be that it's different for you each. But could I kindly ask if there is any indication beyond the divine timing? May almost be like a karmic element to this. May I kindly ask about perhaps about the speed of the emergence, or when in the year? Is it early on? Is it later on? We have the King of Swords. Look how laid back he is. Oh, look at the way the wind is blowing. I feel this is a little bit, we're being shown that this is a bit up in the air. And I do think this is probably because this is a general reading. If it was a private reading, I'd be asking for a lot more specifics. But it's and thank you so much to those of you that do reach out and ask for private readings. I'm afraid I don't offer private readings. I simply don't have the capacity with building my tarot course. Thank you so much to those of you who are on my tarot course. It's wonderful to meet with you and work with you in a more personal way. But I do feel we are being shown that this is, it's not that it's up in the air. It's like the way the wind blows. I think it will be different for you each. Is there any definite indication of time? How interesting. We have a king and a queen. And this is the Queen of Cups. So we have the King of Swords. The Queen of Cups. To some extent, my beautiful souls, I think what this is telling us is that to some extent you can influence the speed at which this progresses. Master the dance. If you go to, it's like going back to my dance classes, when you start and you're all left feet, or whatever the saying is, when you start, the more you practice, the quicker it comes together. I remember I just loved it. The first ever lesson, I came back and it was like, wow, this is amazing. And I dived straight onto YouTube and found some videos that I could use just to sort of go over and over and over the basic steps, because I really, really, really wanted to learn. And I therefore found my feet relatively quickly. I feel there is something here about your, in a way, I think destiny will offer you specific windows of opportunity for you to kind of dive in, to commit and to dive in. And if you dive in both with like a clear intent, if you have a clear intention and you set it, there are things you want to manifest. Set those clear intentions, really engage with them fully, with that excitement, that passion. And I think the universe will open doors for you to help you to move this along quickly. And this will be in more than one area of your life, my pile ones. I look at that. we have the Three of Wands, which is an absolute turning point. I think you'll reach that turning point where you find your feet very, very quickly, and it will be dependent upon almost like the time and energy that you put into it to manifest. So it's kind of almost like, you know, how fast you want it to manifest. Yeah, Daughter of Swords, we have another page. If you're really determined to do this, if you're prepared to go for it, I think the greater the commitment, the more passionate you feel about what you want, I think it will manifest, and I think it, you know, there will be windows of opportunity, those light bulb moments, those magical moments when, you know, the veil is thin and you're just there. You just are absolutely there. Wow. Pile 1, this is magical. Beautiful souls. I truly think that this is the year of self-mastery for you. How quickly it manifests. I do feel there are two specific areas of life that I think of your world. Both sort of physically, something you're manifesting in a material kind of way, possessions, but also, as I said, also love, connections, good, healthy relationships, boundaried relationships. And right at the base of this is an underlying energy of healing, because any sense of any area of your life, and let's face it, if you have a lack of entitlement or issues around self-esteem or anything like that, it stops your capacity, it blocks you, it stops you from being able to really manifest to your full potential. And I think 2026 is a year when you get through and beyond that big time. I think this is amazing. My beautiful pile 1s, this is your reading. Please keep me posted. Now, I post readings here pretty much every day, either a little short or a big pick-a-card reading like this. I post readings every single Sunday where we look at an immediate message for you, and we look at the guidance for the coming week. I mean, that's a kind of like a weekly check-in with Spirit. So do please keep me posted in the comments. I would love to know, as the year emerges, what is happening in your world. And hopefully the other readings, the weekly readings and any other readings will benefit you and support you along the way on your own journey of manifestation. Pile 1, have an amazing 2026. Tons of love to you all. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls, let's find out about 2026. This just feels so exciting. I am actually, do you know, I almost feel like all of these cards are kind of wanting to speak to you. What is this about? Look at this, consult your body's wisdom. There's a real expression of joy on the face of this tree person. Okay. I'm going to take those for you. Let's see what else we have. What is happening for you? What kind of shifts are taking place for my beautiful pile 2s? Yes, it is that one. We have seek the ally. Look at the tree again. How amazing. And another tree. Enter the conversation. Cherish the small things. Oh, these are really beautiful energies coming through for you. Gosh, I feel like you put down roots. Enter the conversation. You find, it's like finding the right people, finding what really matters. I honestly as well, there's so much nature coming through in these cards. Look at these beautiful bugs and bees and flowers and insects and animals and trees, and gosh, it is almost as though you really do energetically, I don't know, maybe your consciousness raises to the point where you are utterly connected to our planet, to this world, in what for me I would perceive to be a very real way. Interesting, we have believe. Believe in yourself, believe in your process, believe in your dreams, everything will unfold. Yes, spiritual evolution, this makes complete sense. Our soul's evolution happens in spirals. Situations may feel cyclical, but they are progressive. You are experiencing this from a higher perspective than before. This is a reading, my beautiful pile 2, that is really, really focusing on your personal evolutionary consciousness. I think you become aligned, anchored with earth energy, with earth wisdom, literally with the creatures great and small. I'm seeing these top 2 cards as well, really showing themselves. I'm just going to bring those into your reading before we draw any more. Wow. Consult your body's wisdom. Look at this. You have the Ace of Coins, which is the most wonderful card in terms of sowing seeds, but it's such an earthy energy. And then we have the card of the Chariot. Look at the stars here. Goodness me. This is, I think this is genuinely, my pile 2, is going to be a really special year for you. Like really, really special. Grounded, anchored. Where your energy truly aligns and connects with, I want to sort of say, with all our relations. With nature, particularly with nature, particularly with the earth. You know, when you go outside and you just realise that every single tree is talking to you. When you walk through a field and you glance down and just the grass is communicating with you. Enter the conversation. You know, a snail. I had this morning, actually. I arrived here, very interesting, at my little office space where I now work. I'm sitting in my pod. I now have a pod, so I can actually record readings without lots of noise going on outside, which has just been magnificent. I arrived today, and the tiniest little snail was just been making its way across my door. And I arrived here in quite a buzzy, fast kind of way. There was roadworks, there was a diversion on the way, there was all kinds of stuff. So I kind of arrived, wasn't stressed, but I was quite buzzy and quite, my energy had shifted into quite a fast place. And the moment I saw that snail on the door, right in front of me, as I got my key out to come in, and I just thought, slow down. I'm being asked to slow down. This is a direct communication. It's like the world is speaking to me. And I need to listen to this, just slow down, because there'll be something really important. I mean, sometimes you get a day where something might come along that suggests, come on, Jenny, speed up. But this was definitely a message. And it's like this is the level of communication that is going to be open to you. And this is what I am. In my tarot course, it's what I was speaking to some of my students the other day and saying, when my tarot course works in more than one level, there's sort of level 1 where I teach you everything I know about reading, but level 2 is different. It's like it takes you to a whole other level. And level 2 is where, there is a module there, some lessons where it's like you learn to read the cards without even having any cards. It's kind of you just align in such a way that the whole world talks to you. Well, my beautiful pile 2 is this is you next year. This is you. This is your world unfolding. And wow, you've got the card of justice. This is interesting. How is this manifesting for you? You have the King of Swords, Shah of Swords. You've got the card of Strength. This is so interesting. And I'm sure we will have another 2. Okay, we have the 7 of Coins. That's the 7 of Pentacles. Now we also have the 9 of Swords. So where can I put this? We'll ask about this in a moment. I'll put it to one side. I'm going to come back to it. Let's first of all just tune in to what we have right in front of us. The seeds you plant are going to grow. This is the card of strength. And I'm always reminded of the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe when I see this card. Look at the infinity symbol above. I think that the things that the seeds you sow this year are going to bring in a really, really, really long-term harvest. And those seeds may be the seeds of actual stuff that you're manifesting, physical stuff in your world. But I sort of feel there's a much bigger picture here, actually, pile 2. I feel the things that the seeds you sow, the energy you invest, it's almost as though you are conscious of future generations. And I think you start to create, to manifest in ways that it's like you're investing in things that are going to go on way beyond your lifetime. And some of you may actually start some things that really do stand the test of time. I think there's a lot of connectedness spiritually for you this year, where in many ways you may also find that you are being given the vision of what can grow. Even out of, disruption, you remain anchored, you remain grounded. It may be that life literally speaks to you. Maybe there is something quite big that you are meant to manifest, or some changes that you are meant to initiate or create that have long-lasting impact. Maybe that some of you do actually, you might be building things that assist with people's mental health with the 9 of Swords. If any of you have struggled with your own anxiety, this may be the year when you absolutely overcome this. But you overcome it through your spiritual connectedness. It would be if you've always suffered from, high anxiety around making decisions, for example, or you're a bit of an overthinker or a worrier, I feel that you will find that your connectedness to life, to your guides, means that worry ceases because you really know you're protected. You really know that you're being looked after. You know the universe has your back. You know that you can trust and believe. Because when life does talk to you in that way, it's like if you have something on your mind and, you just switch on the radio and the song contains the exact answer in the words that you needed. I feel that Spirit is going to talk through you and to you and through you in such a way that your connectedness, your capacity to converse is going to be so high that your sense of belief and trust in life is really going to shift, and it will shift your capacity to live in a really different way. I also think you will be guided to live in a way that genuinely invests in, I do think in future generations in some way, shape or form. It's like, I think the things you do next year, or if you're watching this, if it's 2026 now, as you're watching it, the things you're doing this year, the things you're doing in 2026 are laying a pathway for future generations. And that's amazing. May I kindly ask for any further information and guidance, please, perhaps for my beautiful pile 2s. So you have the card of Temperance. This is the Temperance in a traditional pack. Oh, my goodness me, you have the Queen of Wands. This is in a traditional pack. Malika of Staffs is the Queen of Wands. Now, she is the Queen of Transformation. I'm really reminded there's a particular pack where she's depicted with a leopard. And the leopard is a representation of the Black Panther, which was the shadows, where she has experienced the shadows, she's lived in the shadows, she's walked in the shadows. And then her evolution to the lion, the golden energy of the lion, is her massive evolutionary jump. She's transformed, but she chooses to walk with a leopard. The black spots remind her of the shadows and the things that she has processed and come through and beyond. And the golden coat of the leopard is there to remind her of who she has become. I think pile 2, that 2026 for you, is the most massive upgrade in your spirituality, in your consciousness, in your awareness, in your capacity to converse with source, with spirit, with the earth herself, with the trees, with nature, and to be constantly in a space of communication that means you walk a very balanced pathway. Whatever's going on around you, you are going to be very chilled. And I think you may well help to guide others. As I said, I feel there is a something that you create or you establish that will serve generations in the future. Let's ask a bit more about that. May I kindly ask about what is the legacy that pile 2 leaves for future generations, please? Wow. Now you have another king. You've got the king of pentacles. So this is a card of great success. It's also, I would say health and wealth. You have the alchemist. This is the card of the magician. You have the tower. Oh my goodness me, this is absolutely unbelievably exciting. I'm actually seeing that card just in there. Okay, and then you have the 10 of swords. Goodness me. I think you are going to, in some way, shape or form, enable people. It could be through the demonstration of who you are, but it could, for some of you that you literally do teach, I think you enable people to radically live differently. I think you help people to bring to an end. Some of you may literally be bringing conflict to an end. You may be actively working in a way that will help to stop, to break down conflict and arrive at resolutions. You may, if you're a pioneer for the earth, you may well enable seeds to be sown or do something that plant new forests or do something or stop people from cutting down trees that shouldn't be cut down. And there's something here that you do. I think for many of you it's very interesting, but I think your evolutionary growth and spiritual pathway in 2026 is going to radically revolutionize the way people do things, whether it's perspectives, whether it's an aspect of their physical health or even their mental health, or whatever it is. There is something you're going to be doing that will radically transform the way people approach something, and I think you're going to be unbelievably successful at it. So it's going to be very, I think, very rewarding. Health, wealth, happiness. Literally, some of you could even become somebody who helps to end a conflict, but that could also be people's internal conflicts. Gosh, this is very guided by source, very guided by spirit. Divinely guided, divine timing. You both transform yourself, but this is the upgrade. This is a massive upgrade. Everyone's being upgraded, I know, but my goodness me, some people are on the fast train, and my beautiful pile 2s, you are on the fast train. I think you will absolutely do something that creates a different way of seeing, being, doing, whatever that may be, whatever your area of expertise is going to be. And I do think you will be at the top of your game in this. And what is so incredibly exciting is that it transforms the legacy that is left for future generations as well. My huge, huge, huge respect to you, Pile 2. Really, really hugely honoured to be to be connected with you. I think this is mind-blowing for you. Your upgrade consolidates and you actually do something with it in real terms. And I think it really does make a difference for generations yet to come. I'm blown away by your reading. Now, beautiful souls, do please keep me posted. I post readings pretty much every day here on this channel. Sometimes it'll be a short, a lot of times it's a bigger pick a card reading. And every Sunday I always post a reading where it's like a weekly check-in with Spirit. We find out a message for you that you need to know right now. We look at the week ahead, we look at the next 7 days. Thank you all of you who follow those readings. But it's a really great place. If you want to just give us an update every now and then, do please do so. It's a really great sort of place, a weekly point to kind of do that. I would love to know how this evolves, because evolving is what it's all about. Pile 2, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and everything that you do that supports the channel. And to be honest, for everything that you are, and for everything that you are bringing forth. Pile 2, I'm sending you the biggest, biggest hug ever. Have an amazing 2026. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Very interesting here. We're asking about 2026. What are the major, profound shifts that are happening for you? In fact, let's get as much information as we can. But with this look in the mirror card, and then the smoky quartz, I keep hearing seeing through the smoke and mirrors. So what is that about? Why am I hearing that? May I kindly ask, what is happening for my pile 3s in 2026? May I kindly ask, what is happening for my pile 3s in 2026? I'm going to draw all your oracle cards first. Seeing this one. Let me kindly ask, it's this one. Okay, pile 3, we have for you, make space for change, welcome presence, protect the fledgling. Oh, this is a bit exciting. Wow, make space for change, welcome presence. This is welcoming things into your world and making space to make them grow. Gosh, I do think changes are afoot. Let go. Oh, you've got 3 cards actually from this pack. You have let go of everything that is holding you back. Let go of expectations and preconceived ideas. Something much better is destined for you. Be gentle. Be gentle with yourself and others. Seek gentle places and surround yourself with softness. And you have storm. Dance in the storms of life. Instead of feeling devastated by it, use the energy of your challenges to project you towards your goals in your favor as an opportunity for growth. Okay. Seeing through the smoke and mirrors. Wow. Make space for change. My pile 3s, I think this is going to be one very, very big year of transformation for you. I know that it is. Anyway, we know that that's kind of how the energy is, but my goodness me. Isn't it interesting? I suddenly feel like there's, it's like I'm wanting to sort of remove the shadow of my beautiful little stick here. Let me just see if I can bring a little bit more light in here. There we go. That feels much better. And I cannot help feeling there's something about wanting to do that or needing to do that, to adjust the lighting. That seems really important. Let's get more cards. Let's find out what is happening for you. I am seeing all these on the top. What else do we have for my pile threes? What is the big transformation? I'm seeing a lot of change happening, as if one of those times when, you know, when you get to the end of the year and you kind of think, wow, you know, I wouldn't have thought this much could ever change in someone's life. So you've got big cards here as well. Wow, you've got the Emperor. How amazing. You have the card of Temperance and the card of Strength. You've got the Five of Swords, you've got the Seven of Swords, and then you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, beautiful. Where should we put you? Up there, I think. Okay. Right, my beautiful pile threes. I think you are going to be called to step up. You know, this is about being like the biggest, best version of yourself. Maybe even to let go of the stuff in your head, like the many voices in your head that say you can't. It's like a shift from can't do to can do, a shift from impossibility to possibility. But it's very big. I think there's big letting goes, as well as massive new things coming in. And to have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords together is very interesting, because this feels for me as if there will be a letting go of someone or something or a situation, or it could even just be an attitude, a perception. Something has to be let go of, to make space for you to move upwards, basically, to step up, because I think you're going to be called to step up. There's massive change coming your way. It's like really exponential growth. For some of you, it will be like getting out of your own way, getting out of your own head. For others, I think there may be a genuine letting go of a circumstance or a someone, because you're ready to grow. It's like, it's a bit like Jack in the Beanstalk. I'm really getting that Jack in the Beanstalk energy here with this, all of this growth here. Make space for change. It's almost as though something has to be removed or let go of, so there is room for the new. And that's why we've got letting go, be gentle, and the storm. Because I kind of feel like this is one of those times when it's like the universe sets the pace and something is being released and let go of, because if you didn't let go of it, there wouldn't be room for the new. It's kind of like if we think of you as a pie chart of energy, and your energy is bound up. Here's the pie chart. Imagine there's a round pie chart, and a proportion of your energy is bound up in something else that is no longer serving you. Well, you're not fully available. You're not 100% available to really step up, because 30% of you or whatever is still tangled in this. So there's something that you let go of in order to make room for the new. I think we'll draw a lot more cards and follow through around this. The interesting thing is that you're in charge of this, actually. And that's the curious thing about this, which is really rather lovely. I mean, even though there may be external circumstances that need to be let go of, I do feel you are in charge of this, because this figure, it almost looks like somebody, sort of almost like they're in a fetal position. There's some part of you that is ready to be reborn, like to come alive again. Look at all the electricity around this the figure beneath the surface. It's like there's something in you, a spark in you, an aliveness in you that is absolutely ready to be born, rebirthed. But I think something has to go in order for you to be able to have it. Let's Let's draw more cards around this. Now you have Temperance and the Two of Coins. Both of these are cards of balance. So I would say, my beautiful pile threes, that some area of your world where something isn't balanced needs to come into balance. And that will involve letting go of something. I don't think it's going to be necessarily arduous or difficult per se. I sort of feel more like, I mean, it almost feels a bit like let nature run its course, or to, you know, something, I kind of feel that something, you're itching for something to be more in balance. I think you're kind of itching for this to happen, because when the opportunity comes, you're ready to step up into it. So I think there is something that you are longing to move through or beyond, or to move to step up into, and yet for some reason there's something, there could even be someone holding you back. But that someone, I think there will, as I said, maybe that I think the light will be shed upon them. This would be like being, you know, having a really good life, but having a connection with someone who, I don't know, takes more than they give, for example. And somehow it becomes very clear, and it becomes a no-brainer to navigate around this or through and beyond it. Deep down inside you sort of know the smoke and mirrors. You know, it's like whether you are pulling the wool over your own eyes, or somebody else is pulling the wool over your eyes, or a situation isn't quite what it seems, or it's not as good as the potential that you were told it would be, or whatever that might be. But something will be let go of. And the purpose of it is so that exponential growth can come, and the right people come in, the right circumstances come in, you know, a welcome presence in a balanced way. Yeah, look at this. You have the 10 of Coins. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is like just so much promise. Happy families, wonderfulness. There's definitely something that will depart in your life. Let go gracefully. It needs to. I think you know it needs to. Yeah, because it's giving you grief. We have the 9 of Swords. Maybe we kindly ask how this kind of happens. I think we've established that something will be let go of, or needs to be. And I think if you're really honest with yourself, you know what needs to change. So my question would be for you to follow through, my pile threes, is how does the storm happen? What happens? Is it a perfect storm? It needed to happen. It clears something away. It's refreshing. What is this about? May we kindly ask. May we kindly ask. How does this actually happen? How is the way cleared for you? What is the storm? How is the way cleared? Okay, we've got the 4 of Coins, which is a card of both generosity, you know, abundance, but also a card that says, it's like we're presented with, do we hold on to the safety and security of something? It's a bit like having a nest egg, and you know there's something you really want to do, and every sign and signal in the universe is saying go and do this, but you're so fearful of losing the security of something that, you know, you're reluctant to go and do the one thing you know you really want to do. So this is really speaking to us about a personal choice, actually. I think the storm for some of you is the internal dilemma between staying with something that feels stifling but safe because it's familiar, versus stepping up and really launching yourself into a place where you can grow exponentially. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. What do you want to grow? This is a year when the seeds that you sow are going to generate the future that you want to create. What do you want? I think there will be circumstances, probably not like a storm, so to speak, but there'll be circumstances that cause you to really evaluate the future that you want to create, and also help you to recognize that what you do right now in the here and now is creating that future. I think something might come to a head for some of you as well. If you are in a situation where you are just ticking over, or you're, like I said, you're playing it small, playing it safe. That's you know, you're longing to be more than this, and you know it. So I feel that that's definitely coming through here. You know, you can, and this doesn't have to be a big leap forward. It can be nurtured. Nurture the fledglings. Little by little, this can grow. I think the right people are actually going to come into your world to encourage that growth. With the Ten of Pentacles here. I think the right people are coming in to inspire you, or to offer something to you, or to give you opportunities, or to open your eyes to a bigger world, or to a new kind of world. The right people at the right time. And in a way, when that happens, it can feel a little bit unnerving. And yet, it's also electrifying in the best possible way. And it's not a big leap. I'm not seeing a massive leap. I'm not seeing anything that feels like it's kind of like launch into the new in a way that feels like it's like it's risky. It feels much more as though steady growth is genuinely available. But you would need to also still nevertheless step up rather than down. And I think there will be opportunities. What do we have here? Look, the Six of Swords, which is a card of new horizons, beckoning, whispering, calling to you. And you leave the past behind. I think you will probably, my beautiful pile threes, almost certainly know what it is you're leaving behind. This may not be the right reading for you if that is not the case. Yeah, we have the Alchemist. This is the Magician. I actually think what is coming to you, which feels pretty exciting, are opportunities that you've longed for. And the dilemma is when they arrive, it's almost like, oh, wow, this is what I asked for. Now what do I do? I'm going to have to take it. It's this sort of, I asked to manifest this. Now it's arrived. And that moment of realization, it's like asking for this amazing job and then you're offered it and it's like, now I've got it. What do I do? It's that sort of, that kind of opportunity. So in which case, let go of self-doubt. This is going to be amazing. Yeah. Look at this. You have the Chariot. Look at the success in that card. Wow. Moving forwards. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Look at this amazing community, harmony, joy, connection. This is leading to a really, really, really big changes. I said it right at the start of your reading. Massive, massive changes. Huge transformations. And then you have the Fool card. Do you know, I wondered if the Fool card was going to show up. It has. Massive transformations, new beginnings. I think next year will be absolutely life-changing for you, my pile threes. And it's really taking you out of your safe zone. It's taking you away from something that you thought you once wanted, but it's no longer a good fit for you. And therefore, it's time to move on. And I think the universe is going to bring you exactly the opportunity or people or opportunities to be able to move out of your safe zone and literally transform your world. But I do think it's a big, big, big change for you. I think whatever you're letting go of is something that you once considered to be quite permanent. And this year it becomes quite apparent in the year of 2026 that it's not. I'm going to ask about timings, see if we can get any information and guidance about kind of how early on in the year this kind of occurs. For some of you, you might even know what it's about. I'm actually seeing these three. So I have for you, we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Empress. Wow. These are big, big cards. Wow. And then we have the King of Wands. I actually think, my beautiful souls, that you almost certainly know what this is. If you don't, I think it will not be very long before you know what this is. But I think for most of you, there is some area of your life that you are not entirely happy with. It hasn't quite emerged or moved forwards, or it's just become static, or whatever it is. And actually, I think you already know there's an area in your world that you want to change. And I think circumstances will arrive to create that change for you. Nurture it. Let it grow. This isn't, I don't think the actual change comes in like a gigantic storm, as it were. It's more the storm of life, I think, in this reading is much more about that real recognition that something needs to change or shift. And of you then being given the opportunities to actually step through the doors to make that happen, but seizing those opportunities. And I do think by the time you get to the end of 2026, you know, it's a year where you can really nurture your dreams. Nurture your dreams and let them happen. Support them. Let them evolve. Let them move. Let them grow. Throughout your entire year, literally nurture your passions, nurture your dreams, and just keep on requesting into the universe. Please show me the next step, or bring me the right people, you know, enable me to move forwards, show me when I need to step up. And I do think there will be a lot of stepping up, but my goodness me, the results are so, so worth it. I mean, really tangible stuff here. You'll look back at the end of the year and really question, almost like, you know, why you ever remained as you were, because it's so life-changing, it's so transformational, but in the most positive way. It's just that somehow some element of safety, security has to go in order for you to have something that is so much more, and for you to be so much more. My pile threes, this is your reading. Dearest ones, I've said it at the end, I think, of every one of these readings. Do please keep me posted as the year unfolds. Here on this channel, I post readings pretty much every day, whether it's a short or a bigger. Quite often it's the bigger pick-a-card readings. And as I post them, every Sunday, I always post, it's like a weekly check-in with Spirit, where I get an immediate message for you and we look at the week ahead. I mean, these are timeless readings, but those weekly readings are a fantastic time just to touch base with me, with us as a community. Fill us in, let us know what's going on. Get extra support if you feel like you're at that moment of wobble when, you know, a doorway is being opened and you're like, oh, I really want to, but dare I, kind of thing. Those readings may really, really help you, and they're always tuned into the energy of the moment. So, you know, do use them as a resource, or go to the homepage and, you know, find the readings as I'm uploading them. There are loads and loads there to choose from. So, beautiful souls, I am sending you all the love in the world, and I really would genuinely love to hear how your world evolves as we navigate 2026. Pile 3, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. Keep me posted. It's amazing to be connected with you all. Thank you so much for being here. Tons of love.